Congratulations, everyone who clicked on this video. You've all made it. Today is the day that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 gets revealed. But there's also a surprise title a notorious leaker is teasing, as well as a bunch of other releases too that we need to talk about. So make sure you guys hit that like button. This video is going to be a spicy one. We need to get this video over 2,000 likes to send the hype through the roof. Today is the day, guys. I'll be streaming the anniversary event here on the channel, and you don't want to miss it, especially not today. So subscribe and raise this 30% number even further beyond. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this video. With this being a Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary event, it's obvious that all the titles will be related to Final Fantasy VII. It's been reported that the event is a little less than 10 minutes long, which at first doesn't seem like much. But since this is a carefully edited premiered video and not a live stream, we can expect those 10 minutes to be packed with tons of information and edited well to include developer commentary if needed. The big obvious reveal, which is not a shocker, is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. Various people from within Square have been hyping this up. Final Fantasy VII Remake's Twitter today tweeted out a time zone map of when the event is starting in all major time zones around the world. They want everyone to be here. They want everyone to see this. Square Enix retweeted it with eyes emoji looking around, further casting more hype onto it as usual. Now for the overnight sensation, the Snitch. This leaker has non-stop been right about everything they tweet, so much so, they decided to change up the way they go about leaking things by still leaving questions in the air. They hold back a decent amount of information to formulate discussions and hype, leaving the leak pretty vague but not so much really, which I hella respect and love. Recently today, they tweeted out the ending credits image of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 with Zack carrying Cloud towards Midgar, and Aerith is in the background. Cloud is basically cropped out of this image, which means to me Cloud is not the large focus here of the message they're trying to convey. The tweet message emojis read simply as PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and Steam, or just PC. To me, right off the bat, this means tomorrow, one of the titles that we're going to be seeing is a Crisis Core Remake or Remaster, which is a big shocker compared to Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, which we all are very well expecting. I'm leaning a bit more towards a remake of Crisis Core, and I'll explain why. Brianna White is Aerith's new voice actress, and she's been tweeting out hyping up this event, and so has Zack's German actor as well. Also, Brianna White liked this tweet about what this streamer will do if Zack shows up tomorrow. Speaking of liked tweets, Twitter user Chris Righteous tweeted out that the Snitch actually liked his tweet saying this is Crisis Core. He provided a screenshot here in his original tweet. This is his message saying, why would they put that it's also coming to PlayStation if it's already on PlayStation? This is 100% a Crisis Core reference. If you look at the bottom, the Snitch was probably the first person to like this tweet actually, which leads us to believe that the Snitch's tweet is essentially a Crisis Core reference. So there's no arguing around that. We just don't know whether it's a remake or a remaster just yet. With FF7 Remake's assets existing, I imagine it wouldn't require much for them to do a Crisis Core remake. They could reuse some of that stuff. Now, for a remaster, they could go the near replicant 1.22 route, which would be awesome and cool, while still allowing for new voices. But I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm not a fan of Crisis Core's combat. It just wasn't a fun or an engaging system to me. I'm hoping that if we get Crisis Core Remake, we also get Final Fantasy VII Remake's system in Crisis Core, instead of a remaster with new voices and Crisis Core's original combat. Now, some people are probably bringing up that if it's gonna be on the Switch, how the hell could a remake run properly there? Well, my first thought would be cloud streaming, like what they did with Kingdom Hearts 3. The game is not running on the Nintendo Switch hardware itself, instead it's being streamed to it with their servers. Not the most ideal approach, but I can see them taking that route. But yeah, a Crisis Core remake or remaster of some sort is being showcased tomorrow, and available on all platforms this time around, which I am hopeful there is no exclusivity for Remake Part 2 this time around, because I would rather play it on PC when it drops. Please. Also, what's pretty exciting, this confirms our Crisis Core video from a few days ago. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out on the top right. We talked about whether or not a Crisis Core Remake video game will be showing up here today or a Crisis Core anime. Looks like we're getting the video game, and I'm still pretty hyped about that. I mean, I would have really liked to see an anime of some sort, but it looks like we won't have to worry about Zack stealing away any shine from Cloud in the remake series. He's going to be regulated to his own side game. Maybe. And you know damn well, if any of these trailers tomorrow showcase a stamp dog of any kind, a terrier one specifically instead of a beagle one, oh my god, I can already see Baby Seal, Sleep Easy, and MJ Gallagher's heads are ready to explode along the rest of ours. A lot of people are saying this is confirming no Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 for tomorrow, and I can understand why you'd say that. And if that is the case, then Square Enix and Remake's Twitter are making a huge mistake in hyping up this event that much. Very grave mistake, because they want our reactions and they're gonna get a bunch of mad people in them tweets. But check this out, let me put it into perspective for you guys. This is just one title that is for sure being revealed tomorrow. The entire event is not going to be all about Crisis Core. We know we're getting something for Soldier and Ever Crisis related, and it's not a big revelation if Remake Part 2 is technically revealed tomorrow. The Snitch only leaks shocking reveals. Remake Part 2 is not a shocker for tomorrow. Everyone's expecting it, especially with how badly Square Enix wants us all to tune in and be hyped to share and upload our reactions with their hashtag. Also, the Snitch opted to use a Final Fantasy VII Remake updated photo of Aerith and Zack when they could have just used a regular Crisis Core image. So I'm still a bit on the fence about it being a remaster. And also, major gaming news outlets are streaming this event as well. From IGN, game trailers, IGN Games, GameSpot trailers. They're all cross-covering this to holy hell across multiple channels. We definitely are getting something significant after the Crisis Core Remake showcase. I hope. If you ask me, I think tomorrow we'll be seeing these games in this possible order. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is probably first to open up, and possibly a 2 to 3 minute trailer with a release date, dropping the game today to piggyback off of the Final Fantasy VII anniversary hype. I mean, they'd be stupid if they didn't do that. Then we would get Final Fantasy VII First Soldiers reveal. A trailer maybe about 1 to 2 minutes long, which I'm hoping for a PC and console version releasing or announced to be in the works. Final Barline or any other trademark Square Enix has filed for about 1 minute long. Then Crisis Core Remaster or Remake, which is the shocker trailer at 1 minute or so in length. And finally, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, which will probably be a small teaser of some sort, aiming to be no longer than 1 minute or so. Obviously, these times are stupid, but if you go by that scale, it puts these announcements to being 7 to 8 minutes long, which is pretty realistic since it's underneath 10 minutes, and leaving them enough room for developers to talk about these games and provide commentary for each one, which would bring us to above 9 minutes and closer to their reported times, depending on what they say. But let's come back to this video and comment below if I got it right. In a few hours, we will see. What do you guys think about all this? Will it be a Crisis Core Remaster Remake or Final Fantasy VII Remake taking the main stage for a big reveal? Or are both titles going to be sharing the stage? So much anxiety, man. I can't take it. We have a few hours left until we are live. We're going live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time today to work out the jitters together. So you guys know what you have to do to make sure you don't miss it, right? Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy VII Remake news is coming your way and you won't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.